Today, Manchester stopped to mark 3 years since a bomb was detonated in the foyer of the Manchester Arena, killing 22 people and injuring hundreds more.
The night changed so quickly, and I was personally still in the building when the blast went off, and it's an experience I never thought I'd ever have, and it's something that I don't think I'll ever forget.
When the bomb went off, obviously I was awake for the whole thing, and I knew I wasn't in a good way, and I knew, I was dying.
I feel survivor's guilt still slightly, which is me feeling guilty for getting out the arena that night. Still in shock 3 years later. I can't put it into words.
Usually, Manchester Cathedral would be packed out with people for a special service to remember everyone affected by the tragedy. This year, though, because of social distancing, the day started off with a virtual memorial service. It was led by Dean of Manchester, Rogers Govender.
The 22nd of May 2017 will be forever etched in our minds when we remember that awful time, that awful day when mass murder came to our city.
There'll be no hugs shared in the city centre and no repeats of the thousands of flowers that we saw left in St Anne's Square back in 2017. For people remembering loved ones, candles are being lit in living room windows, bees proudly displayed on posters, pictures and virtually across all social media. For many survivors, today has been a day of reflection to think about how far they've come since the attack and how much their lives have changed. Martin Hibbert and his teenage daughter Eve were just 10 metres away from the blast and were the closest people to it to survive. He's been speaking about the night that changed his life forever.
It was always the plan to leave early. A lot of people forget it was actually Monday night, the concert. And obviously my daughter was at school. The plan was to leave during the encore, which she'll probably live with me forever now. A bolt through my spinal cord would have been serious enough, but I had one through the neck, severed 2 of my main arteries, and then I had another 20 shrapnel wounds all over my body, which one of the surgeons said it was like being shot at point blank range 22 times. I'm just amazed, really, that I'm still here. That is a real motivator for not wasting any time and to live life to the full. And maybe there is a reason why I have survived, and maybe this is it. Maybe it is to talk about it to the others, to keep the story out there, to find justice.
Manchester is known for its rich musical history, and since the attack, music continues to be an outlet for people who are struggling to adjust. Manchester's Survivors Choir, made up of people who were there that night, have a special guest singing with them to mark the milestone. Corrie actress Catherine Tildesley is joining them for a one-off performance. She says it's an absolute honour to stand with them.
To be singing with the choir today is an utter privilege and an honour. To be stood with these incredibly strong people who have absolutely come out of the other side is so important to remember what happened that day.
Each year, the day is finished by the ringing of bells across Manchester to remember the city's 22 angels.